Welcome back to my channel. This is your boy, and it's ZQD. Yeah, man. I want us to talk about now the topic of Lobola, as it states that could Lobola be or lead to slavery? You know, could Lobola lead to slavery? Because okay, what motivated this is that I'm the type of person who's very observant. I'm very observant. Uh, I've seen things. So I wanted to engage my experience in the term of ilobola and how things get to happen. You know, it's more dominant in rural areas. If it does happen in Ekasi or in suburbs, it could happen behind closed doors. But I'm gonna talk about my experiences. Hence, I'm saying, could lobola lead to slavery? You know. Uh, The reason being is a person gets, in fact, ulobola umuntu with intentions zokwenza umfazi, right? It does happen. It's a common thing. After emlobolile, what is it that happens afterwards? Now, the behavior of those individuals changes. Both men, sorry, and female, they both change. Uh, a man begins to cheat. It's a common thing. It's a detrimental social norm in the way of cheat. And it's known. Almost every man cheats. And it's known. We can't be running away from that. 90% of men cheat. In my experience of observation, you know, um, 90% up to 95% men cheat. But that's not the reason for that to happen. But to cheat. But the detrimental part is that you can't at any given day cheat and say ndimlobolile akazukuhamba apha. Does it make sense? I've paid lobola for this person. She is not going to go anywhere. So it's an issue ukuthi lo muntu manje useyiphila kabuhlungu. That's slavery. You can define slavery in any form possible, but in my own way of defining it, I see that as slavery. Imenza ukuthi la muntu angcungcutheke and all that under the term of ndimlobolile. Does it make sense? So men cheat, men mistreat their women due to the fact that they've lobola bona. It's a concerning issue. It's a concerning issue, and it's happening, and I've seen it. At the same time, it's not only men; also men cheat. In my observation, majority of men that cheat are those abahlala emakhaya and their husbands work go out Rustenburg, Cape Town, you name it, abachagazi. And what happens is that they sometimes they do get pregnant. And what happens is they come back nomntana la endlini. And the man says, "Dakubhadala ilobola, is my respect within community. What about my respect? I will accept lomntana as only to hlazo to that extent yokuthi my respect within society is going to change. People will not value me as they used to. So man, accept this." So that's slavery too. If it's not making you feel comfortable, it's not making you feel well, it's slavery. So ilobola in that regard can be detrimental to society as a whole, because the purpose of ilobola was to make sure that two families meet up together and have a relationship, right? So I want to also talk about the fact that price lobola also play a vital role in terms of respecting and disrespecting a woman. It could happen that umntu abe, you know, alotyolwe nge-100,000, and lo mntu lo is expected to do each and every little thing la endlini. Does it make sense? Whereas their kids, they are what is it, sister-in-law, amadodakazi ngesixhosa, they observe and look, oh, ubhuti emlobole nge-100,000, how do we have to work? Does it make sense? It's a form of slavery. So we need to make sure ukuthi lobola benefits both families. Why? Do not get married when you understand that you are not, as it dabs or you're not, your reasoning capacity rather is not on point. Because some other things, they only need logic. Because majority of things that are happening within society are detrimental, and they've made that a norm. And it's difficult now to shift from that detrimental norm to something that's going to make society a better place and have harmony. On the other side, there's also a part yokuba ulotyolwe nge-10,000 okanye ngegusha. I don't vesuka nefamily yakho wabo lo. So it's detrimental and it leads to slavery. Umuntu angaphiliseki kakuhle because of negotiations lobola that we made. Is lobola compulsory? That's the question I'm asking myself. Is it compulsory? But I've done, what you call culture, religion, and all that. That works within society and all that. It's something that brings families together. Not anyone should know Guti. It's my product now, I've bought it. So I can do anything that I want to do due to the fact that I've paid lobola to this individual. So it's a very detrimental type of mentality that's not needed within society. Let's work around that one and make sure that we build society of logical thinkers, the intellectuals in that regard. So ilobola is there to make sure that two families are working together, not to keep anyone slavery. Won't even have time to rest due to the fact that they have to do A, B, C, D, and E. Does it make sense? So there are many issues that are related to ilobola that can make it decisions that could be detrimental to one's well-being. And it's a concerning issue as to why would you get married when you are not logically reasonable, or you can't reason logically or intellectually. It needs critical thinkers when you're about to pay lobola, because there's what you call societal pressure. Not because you're feeling it, not because you're financially stable, because there are other issues. Some balotyolelwe, right, and they are not working. Does it make sense? It's better, you'd say, if ulotyolelwe uphangela now, because you will have means to sustain your family. Does it make sense? However, slavery also goes to, you can't take a wife, whereas you are not able to sustain yourself. Does it make sense? So now there's what you call the societal pressure. Uve kuthi utshatile ke ngoku. akaphangeli. So that's slavery to your wife that you've taken. Abanye babetha abafazi babo because they don't have family, because babhadele ilobola and they don't have people to go back to. And that's slavery. Could lobola be an issue? And xa beyoripota back home, what is that they say abanye? Into zasemzini ziyanyanyezela. Of which that's detrimental to social norm. We cannot be affording to think in that manner. This is the 21st century, if not the second. All right? So could lobola be slavery? Could it lead to slavery? It's a concerning type of question. Let's engage in it. You know, let's talk about it because lobola has its own benefits, but majority of time, and I tell you this, it's detrimental to society because it gives people that certain entitlement as to "Ndimlobolile. It's a must that I do A, B, C, and D. It's a must that she does A, B, C, D, and A. It's a concerning issue and it's detrimental to society. You know, let me tell you a story real quick. My mother once told me, oh, my aunt, it was my aunt, once told me that there's this certain person who used to beat up his wife. Umbethela ndoni? They would say, no tata imbetha umama. Is that logic? Is that logic? Is that logic? When people now are uncomfortable to express themselves fully, there's a respect, there's expression of feelings. There's a difference between the two, and people cannot differentiate. When a person is expressing how they feel, they regard it as disrespect because they always want to be superior. And it's a common thing that's happening within society. Does it make sense? So that's it. Better because no tata bembetha mama. Is that a normal being? Because ulobolile, they have that entitlement. So onokwazi ukuthi uyalobola ube ungaqeqanga uqaphela apha entloko. So it's a very concerning type of issue that's detrimental to society. And the more the better, abafazi babo, there's what we refer as societal withdrawal. People now bahlala ezindlini bayazivalela because they do not want to be judged. And after victimology, there's what you call why do people don't report? It is because they do not want to be judged. People are abusing their wives due to the fact that they've paid lobola. Women also cheat on their husband, knowing very well that the dignity of their husband, if this comes out, there's going to be an issue within families. So by to make things better and look good for them, whereas they are unhappy. So is the law should be a compulsory thing? I guess we have to wait and see. But on my opinion, ilobola, it's there to make two families have a relationship, right? And live in harmony. Sorry. And live in harmony. Right. So it's very into lobola, it's very deep, more than you'd ever think. I'm just browsing up on a you. There are people who have engaged with in lobola who actually goes down. Oh, good day, these people are hey, they know their story. It's a very concerning type of topic. Very concerning. It could be a research topic, you know? It could be a research topic. Could lobola lead to a behavioral change to a human being within society? That's a research topic. Could it be? Could high amount of lobola make a person feel superior than other people within the clan. Could it be? It's a concerning issue. It's very deep. But you can't get married when you are not financially stable because you are living. In fact, you are, I don't know how to put it. You're making that person a slave if you can't sustain your family and depend kubani nobani xa uzozeka, xa uzekile as a man. I think zezinye izinto it lacks it teachings from a mountain because we're becoming man within society, and these things are lessly, and you'd find it ukuthi ezinto zifundiswa ngamakhankatha angamadoda asemadala. So it's concerning rather than ukhangathela ngumfana who went there 2 years ago. So inendima that it plays within society into yokucinga, because when you reach manhood there are things that you need to be taught as a man ukuthi A, B, C, D, and E is expected. A, B, C, D, and D is expected. So it's a concerning issue. The behavior of a certain individual could be detrimental to society by the influences surrounding it. Hence, I'm saying because there's a detrimental social norm that's not needed to society because ngokusenziwe isiqhelo. So you can't take umfazi ungenamali. That's slavery. You can't cheat on your wife. That's slavery. As much as it has become a norm. So those teachings bekuyazi ukuthi ziqala pha endabeni, so that man would understand the responsibility of a man when he has means. You can't be having umfazi ungaphangeli. Does it make sense? How will you sustain a wife? That's slavery. You cheat on your wife, that's slavery. You beat up your wife, that's slavery. So they have that entitlement. So is it lobola compulsory? Yes. But should it be expensive? That's another question for that day. Could a value of human being be valued by lobola? Or could a value of a wife be valued by her virginity? Because I've done the population studies. Was it? I don't remember what the topic was. It says we as Africans see virginity of man as the highest virtue. Meaning the virginity of man, it's something that's very important. Imihlanga, you take a wife and you understand the value of that particular individual. So that's a topic for another day. But what I'm trying to implement here is the fact that education is the best way to improve ourselves and our logic thinking. Because it's there to teach us, to understand how I was fortunate enough to deal with societal issues that are concerning the society. My degree was in that department. So it's concerning. Stop making people their slaves in marriage due to the fact that utumlobolile. Please. Don't do that. Okay? Yeah, man. It's a concern. As I've said already, I'm very observant. I'm very observant, every little detail. I'm very observant. I thank God for that. And I honestly thank God for that. So, aba bantu mabaye esikolweni so that there is the capacity. I'm not saying those who went to school aren't doing all these things, because majority of men cheat. We can't run away from that. It's a common thing. I'd say 95% of men cheat. And that's detrimental to society, but it has been made a norm. Does it make sense? Also, women cheat. I'd say 30% of men cheat, if not 50. And there's also slavery to men, because there's what you call, they are protecting their dignity within society. Ubandiyazi uba unkosikazi wam was doing A, B, C, D, and E. My value as men within society would decrease rapidly. That's slavery on its own. So it's a very deep type of topic. Could lobola lead to slavery? Is lobola really necessary? Could the price of Lobola be high? Or could be the life price of Lobola to build families? It's a very concerning. What about the virginity of a person that you are taking? As Africans, we value the virginity of men because we regard it as the highest virtue. Mm. Societal issues. Societal issues. Guys, make sure that you do psychology. Make sure that you do sociology. Make sure that you do criminology. Make sure that you do social sciences. Or make sure that you do social work. Make sure that you do anthropology. Make sure that you do politics. Anything that's got to do with people of in that regard is very interesting. But yeah, you understand yourself better. Be careful of what you choose because you understand yourself better. You understand how you feel about a certain topic. Is it related to what you've studied? Are you passionate about it? So it's a very concerning type of mentality and teachings that we need as men within society. Kind of, but you need to conduct yourself in this manner. We need to go to school in this manner. What is that you're passionate about? Which route you should take as a man? We need to understand. We have to have topics in as amadoda, so that our next generation would be better people. So yeah, man, I don't want to be long, but this is your boy and it's that you did. Make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe to this video. See you in the next video. Peace. Aibo. Yeah.